So you're beginning the journey of planning an event. But where exactly to start? Each event is different, but in most cases, the fundamentals of planning them are similar. It may seem daunting at first, but by breaking it down into smaller chunks, you can make your life easier and make sure nothing gets missed. In this video, we break down the planning process into 7 fundamentals. Keep an eye out for future Vento videos and blog posts, which will go into more detail on each. First up, event conception. This is pretty straightforward. Each event needs a concept. What is it? Why is it happening? It's worth being really clear about what your attendees can expect at your event, particularly if you're selling tickets to the public. By starting out with a clear concept and vision for your event, all the next steps in the process will be easier. This is a good time to do some market research. Once this is sorted, your second step is to identify your site or venue. There's lots of factors to consider, but you also need to consider the logistics of your suppliers and attendees. Soon after this, you'll want to start looking at your budget. If you're selling tickets to an event, it's a good idea to start understanding your costs before you decide the ticket price. Most events will rely on a few key suppliers to sort out everything from performers and caterers to furniture, marquees, and technical equipment. Make sure to obtain a few quotes for each, and starting this earlier will give you the pick of the best suppliers out there. Step 4 is to think about planning the operations of your event, particularly how you'll keep your customers safe. This can be a big piece of work, but it really depends on the scale of your project. Almost all events will need to complete a risk assessment. Make sure to use the wealth of online resources available to help you. Many medium and large events will need to write an event management plan. Think of this as a Bible that details how you will keep your attendees safe. Alongside your operational planning, you'll also need to think about the legal basis for your event. Do you have venue hire contracts in place? Do you need a license for entertainment and alcohol sales? With these first 4 stages underway, you can move on to thinking about your event layout and site design. This mostly applies to medium and large events. For example, where you've hired an outdoor field. By using visual tools to map everything out, you'll make sure the look and feel is right. Good site design is also crucial for keeping your attendees safe. So think about appointing a site manager or production company to help you with this element. Next up, consider the impact of your event on the local community and the environment. There's lots to think about here, but a good start is to understand how people living near your event might be affected. For example, by noise, traffic congestion, or litter. Reassure the local community with good communication and account for their concerns in your operations planning. This is also a good time to consider the impact of your event on the environment, both in terms of carbon emissions and protection of wildlife and ecology. So with these fundamentals in mind, you're now approaching the construction and delivery of your project. While some events can be set up on the day, larger events can take weeks or months to build. So planning the logistics of this can be very detailed. Share your plans with your suppliers and staff. Agreeing these in advance will save you time on the ground. Some of the biggest curveballs will be thrown your way during this phase. So try to anticipate things outside of your control, such as bad weather, late deliveries, or staff shortages, and plan accordingly. Whether your planning process takes weeks, months, or years, Vento can work alongside you to protect your staff, attendees, and your bottom line with meaningful, tailored event insurance. When it's time to tick event insurance off your list, generate a quote in minutes on our website.